morning and welcome to episode 805 of Hard Factor. It is Monday, November 1st, 2021. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. We got Mark, Pat, Wes, and I'm Will. And if you are not subscribed to youtube.com/hardfactornews, today is the day because we are all in Halloween costume right now. It looks ridiculous on the
wonderful.
Mark is vampire. I'm the Joker. Will's the Joker. Pat, a sunflower.
It's the snowflake of the summer.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it is. And Wes, can you explain? You're wearing 49ers gear. And
I was going to a watch party to watch my Niners beat the Bears, and I took a wrong turn, and I met up with some disgruntled homeless people, and this is what happened to me.
You're all covered in shit now.
I'm all covered in shit.
You're a resident of San Francisco.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a real jokesters out there.
Par for the course,
It's a real Gotham City situation you got going on. Nice horn rimmed glasses though. They really fit in the part.
Thank you. And you're the Joker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
The Joker. I got nothing. I mean, it's just.
No, you look good. You didn't do the
you look great.
the silly face all the way up. Is that like a later stage?
You're
of
Jack
Joker?
Nichols. You're Jack Nichols.
You're Jack Nicholson Joker.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I prefer Jack. I mean, I know it's like people get upset when you say that. I prefer the Jack Nicholson Joker.
I can't see with these prescription glasses that came with my costume, so I can't tell if you dyed your mustache green.
I did.
You did.
Green mustache. You look like Blinken from Men in Tights, because all I can see is your face with like
Robin Hood Men in
blind man
Tights.
sunglasses. Yeah.
They're welding glasses.
Robin Tights.
They're making me nauseous.
Hey, Blinken.
Hey, Blinken.
Yeah. I got nothing else. What do we got? We got a shitload of news today.
We
What
put
are
a
talking about?
lot of faith into
Into
these
the
costumes
costume.
carrying us through the
Yes.
cold open.
That's right. I'm a little loose today. I had a few Bloody Marys.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. Sorry about the coronavirus too. You might think it's because of the bats, but no, actually my current profession is working at the Wuhan lab, and I let him out.
Day job.
Day job. But let's get into it because we have almost too many stories to count. All right. Let's
Cup of coffee in the big time.
All right, taking out the teeth because it's hard to talk with them. First up, the fun fact of the day. An average adult weighing 180 pounds has 1.5 gallons of blood in their body. You know what I'm talking about.
Delish.
And if you were to happen to lose more than 40% of your blood, you're going to die, which is about a little over half a gallon, right?
Whoa.
Unless
You lose a lot of blood.
Yeah, sometimes, horrible biting accidents. Also, unless you might not die if someone special gave you some of their blood. You might live forever. But about a gallon and a half of blood in your system if you're of average weight. Today's holidays. It's All Saints Day, which honors all the saints that the church has deemed, whether they're recognized or not, of people that have made it to heaven, saints that have made it to heaven. And also, my favorite day of the year, it's Dia de los Muertos, a day I find hilarious as it celebrates everyone who has died. Must be nice. It must be nice for them. Yeah. I wouldn't know. Today in history, in 1604, on November 1st, William Shakespeare's tragedy Othello had its first ever performance at Whitehall Palace in London, and boy, what a show. It was wonderful. We must have given a 20-minute standing ovation for Big Othello, the Big O, and tickets were tough to come by. Luckily, the performance was at night as well, which was nice for me.
So you could attend.
Very good.
I could attend it. That's
Did
right.
they do that? Did they do that in blackface?
It's been so long. It's been so long.
For sure.
It was good. It was good.
I knew all the men played women, right? So it's like all men.
Yes, it's been hundreds of years. I
weren't
forget
very
what happened
woke
last
back
week.
then.
Yeah. Okay. Born today, Jenny McCarthy in 1972. She's not a big fan of any vaccine, not even mentioning the COVID one. She thinks they give you autism, but hey, you don't have to be smart when you look like this, okay? Can we start talking? Can we admit it's time to get into the Christmas spirit, Wes and Rad Dad, or is it too soon? Because Jenny and Santa look like they're having a good time here.
I'm in it. I'm ready to celebrate.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jenny
Jenny McCarthy looks great. It's way too soon for Christmas.
Deck the halls,
We're literally in our Halloween costumes.
I mean, take a look at Jenny and Santa here. She's making me merry. She makes me so hard I could stake myself, if you know what I mean. Is my nose growing? Deaths today are absolutely zero vampires. None today. Let's move on to the honorable mentions. Lots of sex workers were shamed since we last talked on Friday. 30-year-old Victoria Snooks Treese, mother of 2 children at Sand Lake Elementary School in Florida, has been banned from the Florida school's after-school volunteer program she was working at because of an anonymous letter from a, quote, concerned parent that outed her OnlyFans account. And if you ask me, she's the type of person you'd want to be working the school things or whatever, just to be around.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
so someone
pleasant.
snitched on her.
Yeah, very pleasant on the eyeballs there. The OnlyFans.
What are you trying to do to me today, Mark?
So yeah, but she's planning on suing the school system for $1 million or 1 month salary for her. If you know what I mean.
Wait, so
How
she
does that
works,
work, though? I feel like the school is allowed to fire her for an OnlyFans.
She's not a parent, right? She
She's
works at the
just
school.
a volunteer. No, she's a parent of 2 students at the school, and she likes to volunteer at the school. And her day job is doing OnlyFans on the
She's
side.
just a
and then
volunteer.
She just comes in and helps the kids, but one of the parents got too horned up by her, so they snitched on her, and they're like, "Oh, we can't have a person whose job is OnlyFans volunteering for 5-year-olds to clean up blocks."
I mean, what's
So,
Interesting.
yeah.
what's the
She's
argument
suing
there?
them.
Like,
None. There's no
like
argument.
she's doing the shit that we do in our bedroom, just on camera instead
Correct.
of off camera.
Correct. I think that, like, especially at that age, I think the argument is, like, if it was like middle school, the kids would all be like staying after and getting boners and trying to, get her number and boner. But with 5-year-olds, can she just volunteer at the fucking school? You know?
It's just the comfortability level. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean,
It's driving the other women crazy, is what
it's gonna happen as long as OnlyFans exists.
Jealousy.
The complaints,
Right. I mean-
jealousy, and complaints of the
jealousy.
OnlyFans models
I-
will
I
be
still
They formed
pouring
a
in.
union against this woman, basically.
They don't want her to exist.
I
Way
don't,
too sexy to be at the PTA. Get out of here, lady.
I don't agree with it in theory, but like I could see the argument if she was in like actual porn. If she was in the porn biz, that she might have some associates who were shady, right? If she was
Well,
like,
I mean,
going to shoot-
OnlyFans usually. I mean, a lot
I
of
don't
people
know.
are.
Doing it at your house?
That's even a stretch there, Pat. Yeah, if she was filming porns at the school, maybe.
You hear that, Wes?
Well, you think is she?
I did.
What's she suing for?
$1 million or 1 month salary, because
Okay,
she
so
makes a ton on
civil.
OnlyFans.
Interesting.
Yeah, she's also honorable mention: sex worker shaming. This guy from Amazon over the weekend was fired when this video went viral. I'll just play it for you. There you go. See if it pops up. Is it going? Is it going?
No.
Mm-mm.
You're in the clean?
Yeah, I'm in the graphics. My internet's a little slow today. I was working
Here
on
we
a
go.
costume. Is it working?
Oh, this
Yeah, it's
guy. I
good.
know this
There
guy.
it is. Yeah, it's moving.
Yeah, look
we
at
see
her.
a chick getting
He
out of
opened the door
his-
for
out of
her.
the
Yeah,
van.
he opened the door. He opened the back of the Amazon truck for her, and she walks right out.
Bye,
Maybe
honey.
there. Yeah, and so clearly what happened there was that Amazon delivery van was a rockin' right before, and she looked like a satisfied customer to me, but Amazon fired him because they're like, you can't have hookers in the back of our Amazon delivery trucks. So
Well, how do they know it was a hooker?
It,
Did you
it
see
did
the
kind
video?
of looked like a hooker.
did you see the video?
But
But it could have been his girlfriend.
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, to me it's like did they open up the packages and have sex inside the boxes? Because if not, it's okay, right?
Yeah, they shouldn't have been fired.
How did
It's
they
two
get
har-
such a
it's
clear
two
shot of
adults.
that? What-
Because
what kind of
probably
secu-
another jealous person.
Okay, there's like a drone following this fucking guy around, like in his car. It was a little bit weird how clear of a security camera.
I think
shot
it's a
they had.
balcony cell phone shot.
It's
Okay.
probably because the van was literally going
Also,
for
that could
15
be
minutes.
That could be a prostitute hotbed area, and that could be her beat. So the guy knows that the prostitute's always hooking up with Johns. Then he sees an Amazon truck roll up. And he's like, I better film this one. Yeah, and then he goes back on Amazon and checks to see if there's extra
It is
vision.
fun.
and
I gotta
still
say,
none.
it's super fun. If you ever go to Amsterdam, the best part is literally just watching the doors of the red light district. Like
Yes.
not even like walking around, just watching who goes in and who passes them by. Blue light district also very fun to watch that too. Very fun. Yes, that would be. if you lived in an area like that, I could
Yes.
see doing a lot of videos. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Give it a rest, though, Amazon. Vans are made for fucking, so give it a rest. Anyways, he's fired. Moving on to number 3 is the G20 system. G20. The G20 is the group of 20 or the group of the 20 like most economically successful nations who meet every once in a while to brag about how much money they have.
Summit, morning summit.
I think they also
right.
deal like with climate change and stuff, right?
So
Well,
yes, but they
talk about all
but they
kinds of
as
stuff.
the richest are the only ones that can deal with climate change. There's also a different climate summit. The G20 is to deal with economic systems around the globe. Climate's part of
the
that, but it's
G20
not,
and a
it's not
G7.
climate related. Yeah, well, G7 is part of the G20. The
G7
US
is like that's the upper echelon of the
That's
G20.
correct. They scoff at the G13. But yeah, so, you know what I mean? It was in Rome this past weekend, the G21 summit, pretty close to Transylvania, just about 1,900 kilometers away. Some major takeaways were they talked a lot about the climate this year, Pat. Mainly, they compromised saying, okay, we all agree we need all G20 nations to reach net zero greenhouse gas emissions, where we produce emissions at a level that they can be organically removed by the atmosphere, oceans, and forests. But we can be flexible on the date. Let's say 2050 for the G7, the group of 7 rich countries. And how about we use the term by or around mid-century for the rest of the G20, like China, Saudi Arabia, and Russia. Who are saying,
so they
maybe
just-
2060. They're like kind of kicking it down the road.
They're
a little
giving
bit,
themselves more room, more breathing room.
A little more breathing room, because
Hey.
I'm pretty sure
Take the pressure off.
pretty sure they didn't have Greta Thunberg screaming at them at this conference. It was like a bachelor party vibe. They were like going out on the
How dare
yachts
you.
and the penthouse houses, and they're like, mid-century, whatever.
Hey, give yourself a little bit of time. You don't want to overpromise. Okay.
funny- it's
One thing I
funny
know
to
about
say that.
climate change.
It's funny you say that, Will, because they did a study, right? So the initial processes to try to get all the countries together to fight climate change was let's set standards. So like, hey, here's the standard. You guys have to meet it. And the hubris, right, of these leaders, you don't tell them what they have to do when. It totally backfired. So when they started saying, do what you can, that's when they actually started seeing progress, because these cats are so, don't tell me what to do.
Interesting.
Right.
So you're saying that by delaying the target, they're
By
going to go
saying,
faster.
try your best, they're actually getting more done than saying you have to do this.
We agree there's a
Interesting.
problem,
Reverse psychology.
but
Okay.
we just got the new engine on the yacht, and the drinks are on ice.
Right. Didn't Biden have an
That's
85 gasoline car motorcade there?
Yes.
But we're gonna get to hit Biden stuff later. They also two other things they agreed to at the G20 summit. They agreed they should give $100 billion to poor African countries, so maybe one day they can have a representative other than South Africa. Let's take a look at the map of G20. There's one African nation out of like 150, and then basically the entire rest of the map is
Well, I'll
G20.
tell you what. The Balkans and the stands also severely underrepresented.
Sure,
the
but at least-
stands and the Balkans got nothing.
At least Eastern Europe's fine, okay? Europe's fine. Asia's fine. All of North America, all three for three.
North
The
Africa,
big
now
South
there's
Americans.
some
Look
problems
at Mexico in there. Good for them.
Yeah,
Look at
Mexico's in
That's
there.
just one of the richest
there. And
countries in
Brazil
the
and
world.
Argentina. The America's doing well.
Yes, they are. So they're going to give $100 billion to 75 African nations, okay? And then
I'm sure
third
that
thing-
won't just get corrupted in the local governments. That'll probably
that-
be totally used for good completely.
Yeah, every warlord's going to be like, yes. And the
Big payday for
the third big thing they agreed to was a minimum of 15% global corporate tax rates, so that big multinational companies like Facebook and Amazon can't hide in countries with no taxes that they don't really work in. Oh, my headquarters in Iceland or wherever. No,
Right.
they're going to have a 15% tax rate globally now.
Oh,
So-
also speaking of, they should probably just give China credit for Africa in the G20, since they own basically everything in there anyways. So China should really just cover that continent too, because they're part of it, right? So.
They are definitely part of it. Although I think another separate kind of thing was the EU and the US agreed to a stop taxing each other's goods embargo treaty, because of they're all teaming up against China. They want to be able to trade metals and stuff, the EU and US.
yeah.
So I mean, they're
Let
part of the
somebody have
G20,
no
but
restrictions
no one
forever,
likes
and
them.
then-
It's gonna be
okay.
it's everyone versus China now. Let's move on.
Guys,
to number two.
who created this
Yeah.
problem? It's the Eric Andre shooting somebody, and then like who did this? Like that's Europe and America creating China.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to clean it up. Well, number two is we have a silver alert as it was a tough weekend, especially online for President Joe Biden. And don't get mad at me, okay? We had a reoccurring Trump date segment, and look, the guy is almost as old as me, a vampire. So he's gonna shit his pants from time to time, and we're gonna cover it. Like this weekend when he shit his pants while visiting the Pope. He did the poop in front of the Pope, allegedly. So hashtag poopy pants Biden was the #1 trend on Twitter for a while this weekend. So what happened? Biden met with Pope Francis this Friday as an official state visit to the Vatican for POTUS, and maybe it's the fact that he's only the second Catholic U.S. president ever, besides JFK, or the fact so that he was just excited to see the Pope, or the fact that he turned 79 this month. But something happened, and his pants allegedly turned into the Brown House. Let's take it to the internet, where here's one.
How does this leak? And I mean the information.
I know, dude. It leaked right away because
the,
they referred it to it as a bathroom incident, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Amy Tarkanian says the word around Rome is that Biden's meeting with the Pope was unusually long because Biden had a bit of an quote bathroom accident at the Vatican, and it had to be addressed prior to him leaving. I know we joke often about this, but this is the actual rumor going around Rome right now. So someone leaked that.
I mean,
but
there are certain secrets that they can make sure people take to their graves. Right?
It's amazing that his team let that get out. I mean, that's just pure incompetency from the Biden.
Well, there's always going to be
an overflowing toilet situation. It's hard to keep under wraps.
Trust me, there's always rats and bats in the cave. But now Amy is GOP, to point out. She's a representative of the GOP. She's been elected as GOP before. And this news did not make the other side of the aisle happy, who points to a minor presidential motorcade, which we'll mention there was a large motorcade accident, as the reason for the delayed exit from the Vatican, not a bathroom accident. So here's a tweet from the other side that says, if I can get it up, they say this was the accident. If you were honest and factual, you'd almost be a decent human being. Almost. This is in response to Amy's post, and it shows an article from the Washington Times about Biden's motorcade getting into a minor accident leaving the Vatican, which is true.
85
but
cars. That's
I
a lot of
potential. I imagine it could have been both, right? It could have been because the Beast, the car Biden rides in, was not involved in the crash. It could have been a quick someone getting a fender bender. POTUS did a notice in his pants.
Major, he said. She said. Yeah.
POTUS did a notice.
Yeah, like no, like I know. Oh no!
I like it.
No.
You should reapply it to a different thing that he does.
Yeah, POTUS did a notice in his pants. I don't know, like regardless of political party or politics, though, I'm going to assume every story about someone shitting their pants is true. So
POTUS did a grotus.
Yeah, POTUS did a grotus. See, it's hard. I mean, give me a break, things didn't get much better for Joe online. Do you guys want to talk about the poop? I got more lines.
POTUS did a bloatus in his shit.
Yeah, all over his scrotus. Look, things didn't get much better for Joe online from an airplane, and I'm not talking about Air Force One. A pilot on a Southwest Airlines flight from Houston to Albuquerque on Friday morning allegedly said, quote, "Let's go Brandon," as his sign off for the flight, which is code for fuck Joe Biden. That did not sit well with a few people on the flight, such as Colleen Long, who was writing an article at the time about the Let's Go Brandon phenomenon. She was writing an article about Let's Go Brandon and how it's taken off, and she tweeted this.
The pilot said it.
She said, TFW, you're trying to go on vacation, and then the pilot says the very thing you're working on over the loudspeaker, and you have to try to get his comment, but then almost get removed from the plane. And then she further elaborated, the reason I almost got removed from the plane is because I demanded the flight attendants open the locked cockpit.
Just slamming on the cockpit.
Yeah, she goes, I was being a bit of a psycho. So the pilot allegedly decided that it would be fun to say, have a nice vacation. And go Brandon.
Amongst Republican guys, Let's Go Brandon is like the thing.
It's the thing. Yeah,
they say it all the time.
Yeah,
they're dropping Let's Go Brandons like casually, constantly.
I personally don't want someone who's as dumb as this pilot who's hanging at the Southwest Pilot out lounge with all those other fellow Republican Southwest pilots, and he's like, "I'm going to do it, man. It's going to be hilarious," and then is immediately dismissed from probably his
probably going to get fired.
Did he get fired?
Yeah, well, I'll bring up that next.
I know they're calling for it.
Remember the other
Regardless of your
super-
politics, you want a smart pilot. You know?
Remember the other super Republican pilot that said like the cars, like Priuses.
But that was a hot mic. He was talking about San Francisco.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
He was
I would say I want the pilot with the best piloting skills. I don't give a
Right.
fuck about their politics at all.
Again, exactly, Will. I don't care if he's
I
saying
agree.
"Let's go, Brandon" in his head. The fact that he's saying it out loud shows a lack of judgment for his job. Because
Yeah,
Right.
he's probably
Southwest,
fired.
Southwest personnel are notoriously a little goofy.
They also are anti-vax mandate, the company itself. So like they've been talking shit to the Biden administration for a few weeks now. This guy dropping the "Let's go, Brandon" on Southwest, honestly, not that surprising.
Yeah.
Well, Southwest Airlines has come out with a statement saying, quote, Southwest does not condone employees sharing their personal political opinions while on the job serving our customers, especially when comments are divisive or offensive, and they're vowed to investigate the incident. He's probably going to get fired. But it's not great for Joe if airline pilots and House of Representative members are just openly dropping "Let's go, Brandon" while on their jobs.
Yeah.
It's not great for him.
You ever been on a Southwest flight? I've never seen a group of more delighted people than Southwest passengers when the stewardess gets on and starts like making jokes and funnies. They are
They're
just
goofy.
They're just delighted.
Sometimes they have whole routines. you
They
know?
do, yeah.
And this guy he took it to a very personal political routine. Also, speaking of that, Mark, I mean, the reason he's dealing with all this bullshit and leaks probably, his approval ratings sunk to the lowest it's been so far. It's 41% on average, which is only 3% better than what Trump was at this point in his presidency.
So they both suck, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Cool.
basically, according to Americans, yeah.
All right, lastly, before we get to the cream of the crop, let's check in on his son. Maybe things are going well with Hunter. Nope. No, they're not. He had an art show and a fancy art exhibit in Soho, New York City. Apparently not many people showed up. Hunter has 25 pieces ranging in the low rate of $75K at the floor to $500K for a piece. So that's the price. And he's got
And people are buying them though,
on
even
his
though
exhibit.
nobody showed up. To
Allegedly,
the exhibit.
5 people have bought in the $75K ones.
Hey, that's not bad. I got to be honest. It's not bad.
It's better than I could do.
Yeah.
He's got his exhibit up in Soho for the next 2 weeks. Then he's taking it to Berlin, the big show to Berlin. The George Burgess, probably not pronouncing that correctly, the George Burgess Gallery in Soho, where his exhibit is reportedly up at, not reportedly up at, that's where it's at, reportedly received $500,000 in SBA COVID disaster loans and close to $80K in paycheck protection loans. That's $580K in loans for COVID. They have 2 employees at the gallery.
Oh
Well,
man,
they got paid well over COVID break.
did you see the release of Austin music venues and what they got during COVID?
Oh,
Probably not that much.
shitload, man.
Oh, so much, and I
so
take
much?
it so fucking personally because like a lot of them, after working in the music business there for 10 years, never heard of these venues that got $1 million bucks.
Scammers
Why does
paradise.
an art gallery need that much money and the paycheck protection of like $80K if they have 2
I
employees?
don't
It's
know.
the arts, Mark. You wouldn't
Everyone
understand.
got that cash, Mark.
It's
It's
the
not
arts,
just
Mark.
this art gallery. Everyone got it.
Okay. Well, now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Not that. Sorry. Click the wrong button. That's a spoiler for someone else's story.
The cream of the crop!
Did it play?
There's a whole joke.
Oh, I mean,
didn't see it
no one
that
read
way.
it.
I
Yeah.
didn't, yeah,
Calm down, Sunflower. You're not acting real sunny today. The cream of the crop this weekend. Kim Kardashian and Pete
Mark's,
Davidson.
you got to forgive Mark's vampire claws. They're giving him trouble.
Oh, I
He's
know.
trying to play
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah, give me a break. This weekend, Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson were seen holding hands and cuddling on a roller coaster at a Halloween theme park. And I don't want to live in this bullshit simulation anymore. Reboot me on a more normal metaverse, please. Pete Davidson, really? What is this guy? Just all knows? I don't get
perfect.
it. I don't get it. Of all the things I've seen over the centuries, this is by far the worst. This is worse than the potato famine. Pete Davidson with a $1 billion woman with a $1 trillion ass. I don't want to be around it anymore.
Hey, Pete Davidson, man, he's like the golden dick of his generation, and he's just getting passed around from
That
from
stupid
rich
song
vagina to rich
by
vagina.
Ariana Grande. It's like when you're in a high school and you get like the hot chick to say you're a good kisser or a good lay. Ariana Grande had a #1 hit that said he has a big dick. And,
Pete's gonna be
now-
living off
and
it
now he's
forever.
set for life. So,
Well, I would be willing to bet that Pete Davidson has a Robert Johnson style crossroads situation somewhere in his past. Davidson absolutely traded his soul for
Oh, you think?
the ability to bed whichever megastar that he would like.
Because you don't really get it on the surface, right?
No.
When you see Pete Davidson,
I get
don't
it.
really
he's
get
different, but
Nah.
he's not.
Don't
but yeah,
get
no,
it.
I don't. At the same point,
He's got the dead eyes. He's suicidal. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I'll put it this
Restaurant you got to try.
You know who doesn't get it? Comedians, because I guarantee you, in the comedian community, they're like, "What the fuck, man? We've been being comedians for 200
because Davidson's
years.
not like
It's
that.
not
No
like-
one's.
I mean,
No one's batting this average.
Pat, it's not just the
Right.
comedian community.
He's
that
not
doesn't
killing
get
it on the improv stage.
No one
He's-
gets it.
it's-
No one gets it.
Right. Like
No one gets
he's frequently the worst part of sketches.
I
like,
beg
on
to
SNL.
differ. I think
So,
that
like,
you have a bias.
No, I think that like people largely agree he's not the funniest guy in the world.
No, not the funniest, but he's talented. He's got something. Not this.
I mean, I don't get it. Kim Kardashian's got a big butt. There's plenty of guys out there with big dicks. I don't know why she's got to go for Pete Davidson. The guy's
Right,
a miserable, depressing little guy.
I mean, it's like in a lot of porns you see. Sometimes the girl just has to see the penis, and that's the only
Right.
thing.
They got to
I
see
have-
that dick.
I
It's
have
that
to
golden
drives
dick.
them.
Yeah.
That might
Yeah.
be. That's what Ariana Grande did. That's what
Yeah.
she did. Thank you. Next. Today's cup of coffee was brought to you by Paint Your Life. And if you mortals with your short lives want to give the best gift you possibly can, send a world-class painting from paintyourlife.com at a very affordable cost. You'll remember it for the rest of your puny little lives. I discovered paintyourlife.com and I've been using it, since it's been around. You get a professional hand-painted portrait created from any photo at a truly affordable price. You choose from a team of world-class artists and work with them until every detail is perfect. It's a user-friendly platform, lets you order a custom-made hand-painted portrait in less than 5 minutes. And guess what? The whole process, it'll be shipped to your door for free in about 3 weeks. So not bad. It makes the perfect birthday, anniversary, or wedding gift. How about Christmas? You saw the Jenny McCarthy pics. It's coming up soon. Meaningful, personal, and
Mark.
can be cherished forever. What's up?
Would you say that these Paint Your Life portraits and paintings immortalize any moment?
They're not only immortalize every moment, but I wouldn't get one of me behind a mirror.
Well, Mark, you couldn't get one at all.
just
I don't know
blank.
how. I don't know
Yeah.
how you could use the platform because photography uses a mirror to take photographs.
He makes gifts of them.
I
So
usually
he gets
get.
let in a door.
I
He has to
usually get
stand
my castle is usually the one I get painted, not me.
Wise
Right.
choice.
At paintyourlife.com, there's no risk. If you don't love the final painting, your money is refunded, guaranteed. And right now, as a limited time offer, get 20% off your painting. That's right, 20% off and free shipping. Come on a painting, get out of here. To get this special offer, text the word factor to 64,000. That's factor to 64,000. Paint Your Life, celebrate the moments that matter most. Terms apply, available at paintyourlife.com/terms. Again, text factor to 64,000. Ha 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 ha.
All right, guys. Last week we talked about how the former princess of Japan, Princess Mako, had to give up her royal title because she wanted to marry a commoner named Kai. She couldn't even take the "you're dead to us" severance package of $1.3 million that's traditionally given to royals that marry for love, because the money, the $1.3 million, comes through the Japanese taxpayers, and those taxpayers were so pissed that she was marrying Kai in the first place that news of the engagement set off 3 years of public protests, and because the princess was going to marry a commoner named Kai. So
Kind of like a Markle situation in a way.
similar, but
It's-
way more hardcore.
Well, who's more unbelievable, Kai or Pete Davidson?
They're neck and neck, these two.
Yeah. Just mind-boggling that these guys are getting it.
I don't know. I mean, Kai is out there taking care of business. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, so 1.3 million, they didn't even get that, I guess, because it was just a bad look. They were like, look, the public's already been protesting your engagement for 3 years. Do you really think that we should give you the 1.3 of their money? Probably not, right? So yeah, at the end of the day, former Princess Mako, I got to correct that. She's just got Kai. So Kai, right? Let's talk about him. Earlier this year, Kai graduated from Fordham Law School, an institution I have a lot of respect for, as it's where my grandfather got his law degree from and where my baby mama finished her bachelor's degree. So I was surprised when a source close to Kai leaked that Kai did not pass the bar exam. Results came out over the weekend, which is something that, look, the bar exam's really hard. There's no doubt about it, and there's no shame in not nailing it the first time. But I feel like when you pull your girl away from a life of literally being a princess because of your weak bloodline, you got to nail the bar exam. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it happens,
Well,
right? How many
did
people?
he take it again? Did he take it
Right.
again?
How many people would go on to get it?
This is his first swing at the bar.
Oh, so he just oh no. Was this
Yeah.
after she had to turn down the 1.3?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was last week.
Must be impossible in Japan though to pass the bar.
Oh, no, it was here in New York City.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Yep, it was here in New York City.
He was probably telling her, "Don't
Oh,
worry,
man,
I'm gonna pass
it's-
the bar."
It's a lot more people than I thought pass on their first time. It's 74.8%.
Well, yeah, in this particular running, it was like 5,600 passed out of 9,300 that tried it.
Kai was in the wrong end of that.
Yes, you're in the lower 35.
And how many of those 9,300 were married to a princess? Probably just
Right,
Kai.
zero.
No, just
Probably
Kai.
just Kai.
Guy, yeah.
Just Kai.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough, right?
Oh no!
Yeah. On the other hand, guys, Kai
Yeah,
had
but
a
the
lot-
Japanese people are loving this, man. Like
Yeah.
the people who were protesting Kai, they're so
Oh, yeah.
happy. They're so justified
He's
now.
proving him right.
Yeah. Kai had a lot on his plate, though, guys. I mean, what with the country of Japan wishing him death and all, it's a lot of stress, right? Especially when you're about to take the bar exam.
I'm still rooting for Kai, but I find I get pleasure that the entire island of Japan, all the islands of Japan are loving this. This is, I mean, they're having a good time with it.
Again, no shame in the game for failing the bar. It's all good. I know I couldn't imagine how hard it is. I'm just saying, if you're Kai, you're wishing these results came next month, right?
Kai has to pass it. No shame for anyone but the guy who
has
just
to.
stole a princess and her dowry or endowment, whatever it's called, and took her away from a life of
Oh no!
luxury.
Way more than 1.3 million she lost. More.
Yeah.
That was just the
That was the
never
severance
talk to us
package.
again money.
Right.
He,
More like
he
billions.
can't go back to
Sure.
Japan unless he gets in, unless he passes the bar.
Yeah, not legally.
Yeah, no, he's
He
never.
can't
going
even
back unless-
get a smile from a Japanese American in New York. They hate him too, probably.
Mm-mm. So wait, let me get this straight. You relocated here to New
Are
York
you Kai?
Yeah.
so you could be a lawyer here. And what happened? My grandfather was rolling over in his fucking grave. Kai, come on,
Squishing their sushi in anger.
have some pride, Kai. All right, guys, taking it to the internet. Prince Akishino Fujimoto, who's the father of Princess Meiko, he tweeted something kind of interesting, and he doesn't have a lot of tweets, but let me see if I can find it. Mark put it up just a second ago, and it seems to have
Oh, shit.
disappeared.
That's right.
From
No, it's
my
on the bottom.
situa- Oh,
I can
got it.
get it for you.
He said, Prince Akishono said, how to say I told you so without having to say I told you so.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
That's
That's for his
Kai,
daughter.
Prince. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's great. It's great for the nation of Japan. This is a unifying event for them. The hatred of Kai. I still am rooting for Kai though to bounce back. I think it would be great to see this go on forever.
What if
Yeah.
Kai?
I mean-
what if Kai leaves her because she's not that valuable anymore? What if Kai dumps her?
He's going to.
Yeah,
I
what
mean,
if Kai
there's no
dumps her? Can
guy-
you imagine?
He will.
There's no guy that's ever felt worse not hitting the bar exam, right? Like that's going to be the
Yeah.
worst you didn't pass
You know,
result.
I don't think Kai really gets down on himself too much. I
No,
think Kai
he's
he's
kinda
unfazable. Probably.
Oblivious.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
Kai needs to get a Shiba Inu yesterday and bring it home.
Yeah, Kai needs. You know what Kai needs to do? He needs to get a pickup truck, drive off into the mountains somewhere, not bother anyone. Kind of like I'm going to be doing when I get my new truck. I used to have a truck, Silverado, sick vehicle. I loved it to death. My herbalist from Whole Foods, Fawn, he actually ended up totaling it when he sideswiped me, pulling out of the Whole Foods. So that's okay. There's no bigger relief ever than when you get in a car accident and you look in your rearview mirror and you see your herbalist walking up to talk to you about it versus some aggressive, angry person who's going to start a
lot
fight.
better. Mhm.
Yeah. I said, "What's up, Fawn?" He said, "Oh man, I'm sorry." Anyway, if I still had my truck, guys, I'd be decking it out with Decked. Yeah, that's right. They're a new sponsor. Decked is a company that brings an insane drawer system to the back of pickup trucks, to the beds. It's a drawer system that's weatherproof, so it protects and secures all your stuff from Mother Nature, who can be a real mother, let's be honest. Deck makes organizing, accessing everything in the back of your truck completely seamless, and each of Deck's 2 full bed length truck drawers can carry about 200 pounds of whatever you got. The drawers roll out waist high, giving you easy access to your organized tools and gear. And the Deck drawer system keeps your gear secure. So if your tailgate is locked, you can't open the drawers. and you can't remove the system. Drawer locks are made available for added security and peace of mind. It's 100% made in the USA, backed by a lifetime no-hassle warranty with a second-to-none customer service team ready to answer all your questions. So essentially, you can go on deck.com. Check out the drawer system. This is the type of drawer system that you're going to buy for your pickup, and you're never going to have to buy another accessory for the bed of your pickup. It's going to become like a permanent installation because this stuff is really high quality, really well built, and it's going to make your life easier, especially if you're in and out of your truck all the time. That was one of my favorite things when I had a truck was having it have a ton of utility, right? So I would kill to have the deck system.
Well, and if you're if you're an urban truck guy and there's a lot of people snooping around, you can lock this sucker up.
Oh man, yeah, you could put your hunting gear in there, your sports stuff, whatever you haul, right?
So safe.
Yeah, it's totally safe, and it sits so you can still use the bed of the truck. That's the coolest part about it, right? Because it sits on the floor of the bed. Just be a little bit less deep, but you can have a ton of storage. So protect your stuff like I do, or I'm going to when I get my new truck once this Sheba sells. And you're going to get your deck drawer system, guys, at decked.com/hardfactor, and you get free shipping, which is insane because this is heavy AF. This stuff is heavy. This is this type of stuff you don't want to pay for shipping for, and we got you covered. So go to deck.com/hardfactor, get free shipping, get your drawer system. That's deck.com/hardfactor.
Great deal.
Check the stuff out. It's really awesome.
Indeed. Get in there, truck guys. All right, fellas. We're from Virginia. Well, like we at least all went to high school there.
Originally Transylvania, but spent some time there. Yeah.
But then Virginia for at least a little bit. Have you guys been following the Virginia governor's race this year?
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit.
So you have. Okay. So I'm going to summarize for people who haven't, because we haven't talked about it on the show yet. Terry McAuliffe is the Democratic candidate who's been expected to win very easily in this upcoming Tuesday's election, despite running to replace fellow Democrat Ralph Blackface Northam. But even though McAuliffe was expected to win very easily, all of a sudden he's behind in the polls. So the latest predicted odds have Republican Glenn Youngkin at 53 cents, and I think it's even going up higher than that. And they have Terry McAuliffe, Democrat candidate, at 49 cents. Now, McAuliffe had been leading this. Look at this. I mean, he was up 75. People were so confident of this up until about 3-4 days ago. The flip happened on the 29th. Okay, Friday, the 29th. And we're going to talk about a little bit what happened on that day. But now Youngkin is so far ahead, he's expected to win like the highest bracket for percent of victory on Predicted is Youngkin by more than 3%. So if you think that you know what's going on there, go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor40 and you can match up to $40. If that promo code is not working, you have to go to that URL. If that URL is not working yet, just DM them and us, but they can match up to 40 if you want to get in on this. And it's a coin flip right now with McAuliffe, the Democrat, who was expected to win easily, now behind. And you get a little bit more than a double up on that. And so the weirdest part about this flip, guys, is that most voters cite education as the reason that they've flipped from from Democrat supporting McAuliffe to Republican Glenn Youngkin, which doesn't make much sense since education is usually a Democrat issue. But McAuliffe has been sunk like a rock in the polls in recent months after supporting teachers over parents all over the state this summer and fall. So weird switch, Republican who's looking likely to win based on education of all issues. But if you thought that's the weirdest part of this election, it's not even close. Taking it to the Washington Post from Friday night, October 29th, you notice the day of the flip of the race. Washington Post, Virginia politics section. Lincoln Project organized a group to carry torches at Youngkin event in Charlottesville. So you guys see the picture there. That's a Glenn Youngkin campaign bus. And then in front of it is 5 people dressed like the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville from, a few years ago. Mm-hmm. But 2 of them, one's a black guy and one is a woman. And they're all dressed as though, yes. You want to pull that up again, Pat?
No, I believe you.
Yeah, no, it's, yeah.
Does
and they're all
appear to be black, yeah.
Right. They're all dressed as though they're there to be racist on behalf of Glenn Youngkin. So it's very odd that the Lincoln Project would choose those 5 people specifically It's like robbing a bank and wearing half the disguise. If you're trying to fool somebody, wouldn't you try to fully fool them instead of making it very obvious that it was fake? I don't know. It's hard to understand.
The Lincoln Project's, they're always doing goofy shit.
You're right, Mark. But let's see. Was it the Lincoln Project? Because taking it to the internet, local NBC reporter Elizabeth Holmes, who has the same name as former Theranos, the shitty Theranos CEO, she first reported the Tiki Torch crew at the Youngkin event in Charlottesville, saying that they were all yelling, "We're all in for Glenn." So Elizabeth Holmes tweets, these men approached at Glenn Youngkin's bus. It pulled up saying what sounded like "We're all in for Glenn." She works for NBC. Later on, she retweets that with the statement from the Lincoln Project saying that they're claiming, they're claiming that they did it, and it's because Glenn Youngkin is a Trump supporter.
They claimed
right.
it.
They claimed it ISIS style, right?
Yeah.
So which then made people be like, okay. And then some chick named Lauren Windsor, who's a Democratic operative or something, admits she was in on it too with the Lincoln Project. So let's check her out. She's part of the Young Turks Network. She says, in my capacity as communications consultant, I worked with Lincoln Project to coordinate today's Youngkin action in Charlottesville. I joined them in the fight to defend our democracy from right-wing extremists and call for Glenn Youngkin to denounce Trump's very fine people. Okay. So here's a little bit about Lauren Windsor. Here's her blog. It's just her draped in an American flag. About Lauren, she's agnostic, bisexual, a fashionista, a hapless romantic, a progressive pugilist, swamp slayer, Southern by birth, Southern Californian by the grace of Gaia, and currently in exile in the swamps of DC. And she's basically like a Project Veritas person for the Democrats. She like fakes, she does shit like this. She fakes shit. Here's somebody saying what she does. Ian Masters says the Wonder Woman of Democratic politics who stands up to Republican bullies has infiltrated the Koch brothers' inner sanctum, exposing Koch whores and all the afflicting, the comfortable and comforting of the afflicted.
I bet the Koch whore story was fantastic, though.
I'm sure it was.
I missed that one, but that was pretty good.
Oh, it's just a term for it's just a term for people that are in the Koch brothers' pockets. These dirty little Koch whores.
Okay.
Right. Unfortunately, not cocaine. Actually, the Koch brothers, the libertarian.
It's spelled Koch.
So Wonder Woman fell a little bit short on this one. If she really was the one leading it, let's see who else coordinated this insanely stupid stunt, taking it to the internet one more time for one of the dumbest people in Congress, Democratic Rep Eric Swalwell out of California. We've talked about this guy. This guy's the one who got fooled, by Fang Fang, the Chinese spy who he was sleeping with. So here's what he had tweeted and still hadn't deleted as of the time of taping. He retweets somebody named at Charlie Olaf, and we'll get back to Charlie Olaf in a second. But Eric Swalwell tweets birds of a feather. He quote tweets Charlie Olaf's tweet says, "Wow, at a campaign stop for Glenn Youngkin this morning, and people were holding tiki torches and chanting, 'We're all in for Glenn.' Disgusting reference to the 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville." So Eric Swalwell retweets this guy at Charlie Olaf. And it's really weird what happened to this Charlie Olaf kid, because here's where he shows up next. Andy No, who's a conservative journalist,
He's the guy that Antifa always beats up.
Yeah. Right. He points out
he's always going right in the middle of an Antifa rally and getting shit thrown at him, and he's like, "I got beat up again by Antifa."
Exactly. And he's always in the middle of it. Yeah, exactly. You probably goaded him on. But this is what he points out about at Charlie Olaf. At Charlie Olaf is the social media manager for at Terry McAuliffe, the guy running for Democrat in governor of Virginia. So he basically coordinated this shit, this fake thing, and he is on the Terry McAuliffe team, the guy running for governor. Finally, we're going to take it to Charlie Olaf's at Charlie Olaf's latest profile update. It's private now.
It's gone. Yeah.
It's private now. These tweets are protected, and he's got 2 followers, and he lives at I'm sorry. His location is I'm sorry.
He lives at I'm sorry.
So
he blew the whole race.
Yeah. So Okay, and then you go back to
Charlie.
it was the Lincoln Project. At least 2 of the 5 Tiki Torch actors have been identified as employees of the Democratic Party in the state of Virginia as of the time of taping. So they work for some arm of the Democratic Party in the state. The names are Colleen Waschenfeld and Camden Layton, the ones that have been identified so far. Lots of people are comparing it to the Jussie Smollett incident.
Yeah, it's not. To me, it's not nearly as bad as the Jussie Smollett incident. Nor is it like that surprising. It's surprising how bad they executed and how easily they got caught. It's
ridiculous.
To me, it's like that's kind of like political dirty pool, like running an ad.
But how dumb
like
do you have
smears.
to be to do
But
it this way?
That's so obviously not a well executed job. They had a black guy in there
And a woman.
And then they also had people that were identifiable in there. Like
Yeah, people who work for the party. It's insane.
That's a really poorly done job in a very big race.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And anyways, whether it was that happened on Friday when the polls flipped in Virginia, or whether it's just Biden sort of dragging McAuliffe down, a lot of people are blaming Biden for it.
It's not
That's
that.
what's happening.
Why?
It's not that.
No.
So it's not as simple as education, right? So it's specifically like the dog whistle issue of critical race theory in schools, like, and the Republicans identified
Right,
and
college
masks
for it.
and masks in schools.
right, but it's the education thing specifically. It's like whether or not this is happening in a lot of places is just not happening. The Republicans saw, oh, this is a messaging thing where we can absolutely make it a battle, regardless of standing up for teachers, being like, hey, dude,
Sure.
yes, the teachers should be able to teach what they want.
I'd imagine
Let's
this
use
doesn't help though.
But I
right?
think that what this is the
makes
Democrats
you look pretty dumb.
Well, this is the Democrats doing what people said they would never do, right? Which is fight dirty. This is their attempt at it.
What?
So that. What do you mean?
Who
What?
says the Democrats would never
So
fight
everyone
dirty?
for the last 10 years, bro.
Well, I think both sides fight somewhat dirty.
Oh,
that's what I
They
said.
both gerrymander.
that's-
They both do
yeah,
all
that's-
kinds
that's
of
why I'm
shit.
saying
I've never heard that in my
that's-
life.
That's
You
what I'm
never
saying.
heard
I would say that the Democrats
Fight dirty
probably
is like using
try to say
using.
they
No.
fight less dirty.
They
but
said
essentially
that
what
the
the
Trump
Republicans are
campaign.
Both
doing.
They said that the
parties do
Trump
the same
campaign
shit,
has
man.
it.
They want to win.
Again, I don't think it's super surprising that you would do something like this. I think it's surprising that who was involved in it, right? Like someone on the campaign.
They got
or
caught,
whatever.
and
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
just
you got
shows
caught,
how
yeah.
dumb they are. Like this was such a poorly thought out plan that obviously was going to backfire from the start. And then they're like scrambling to like ISIS style claim responsive. It's just ridiculous. It shows people who've lost their minds basically. So.
Well, the bigger issue is potentially that and this is what people are looking at is the Biden agenda. Is it going to lose races? And that's what these guys are using is the Biden agenda in Virginia. So like that's the bigger concern. It's like can people use this one issue, which really in a lot of ways is not an issue, but make it a big issue and then flip a state? And that's what's potentially happening in Virginia. If that happens,
So you're saying that it's racism is why they're the
No, it's
Republicans
because
are ahead now?
yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Well, boil it down to that simple, black and white. No, what I'm saying is you can pick a hot button issue, right? And you can use it politically, especially in these times right now, whether that issue is based in fact, whether it's actually happening, how it's happening. But the Republicans correctly identified this as a very hot button issue, and they're running with it,
Didn't
saying,
the Democrats
"Do you care?
identify
Do you
it
want
as a hot button issue if they're trying to fake a racist thing at a Republican event?
So first,
right?" I mean, that was a dumb
well, two
move, but it
things.
was an
Again,
attempt.
This is supposed to be
it was
a
an attempt
comedy
to
news
point
show.
out
We're doing another
those
20
ridiculous.
minutes.
Yeah.
Do another 20 minutes on politics. But what happened here is you got caught saying an entire party is racist when it was actually you doing this. That's obviously going to rile up a party and be like, look at these idiots. It's not even true. They said we're racist. We're not, like that. That's obviously going to backfire on you. That's not,
Right.
if
It's
you
just
get caught, if you
insanely
get caught
bad
doing
plan.
that, that's going to backfire you. Yeah. Yeah. But come on. Do we really have to do a debate about Republicans and Democrats again?
No, I don't want to. I just think it is a bad plan. I agree. It was a terrible plan. It blew up in their faces.
It did.
But
I just have to say the
I'm
other.
missing
I
the
just
point,
have
I
to
guess?
state a different side. I don't want to talk about it. I just have to state a side. Otherwise, people will be like, "Why didn't you state your side?" But let's move on. Yeah,
What-
let's
Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, I think both sides. I don't know if the sides were stated, but we're spinning our wheels here.
All right. And that story was brought to you by Mack Weldon. If you're a busy guy, stop thinking about what you're going to wear all the time and just embrace the radically efficient Mack Weldon daily wear system. The daily wear system is a selection of clothes rooted in smart design, made with performance fabrics and built to work together. From breathable t-shirts and polos to stylish button-ups and shorts, underwear, and beyond, Mack Weldon makes it easy for you to dress for work, leisure, and play, wherever your life takes you. And their clothes are comfortable, like the highest quality fabrics all the time, and they vary it up 100% of the time, always high quality, always comfortable. The only pants that I trusted in the delivery room for my firstborn. They've got a variety.
The sweatpants you're talking about?
You're damn right. I'm talking about the Ace sweatpants. They've got a variety of tops. Every kind of top, always phenomenal. But the Ace sweatpants are the number one thing. I mean, just the best pair of sweatpants you'll ever put on. And they'll have you ready for any occasion. They look nice too.
Did you guys know? Sorry to interrupt. Did you guys know that girls like love sweatpants season with dudes? Like that's a thing, like because they can see the penis.
No, well, I mean the Ace. Not only are they going to see the bulge, they're going to also be able to touch the fabric, and it's going to be.
It's a thing.
It's going to get exciting. Buy some time this summer with the Mack Weldon Daily Wear System. For 20% off your first order, visit MackWeldon.com/factor and enter promo code FACTOR. That's MackWeldon.com/factor. Promo code FACTOR for 20% off. Mack Weldon, radically efficient wardrobing.
Okay. Well, guys.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
Okay, some sweatpants. Guys, the
You guys
Netherlands.
know women stare at your dick a lot when you're wearing sweatpants?
Yeah, sweatpants. It's a thing. Maybe it's just my girlfriend. I don't know. She told me about it. Guys, the Netherlands is known for Amsterdam. I think that's it. But hold on to your hats, because the country famous for having the world's best city for drugs and sex tourism is, as Will talked about earlier, is once again in the news for penises. Okay, but not the kind of penis you might be thinking of right now. No, this time it's a plant known as the Amorophyllus decus sylvae. And I'm going to show you a video now of what I'm talking about. But it's commonly known as the penis plant. And this one at the University of Leiden is unique because this thing only blooms once every 20 years. The last one to bloom at the university was in 1997. I'm going to play you a little video, no sound. So there it is. Now you can see why they call it the penis plant, because it just looks like a little phallic there. And it
looks like what I'd imagine a dinosaur's dick would look like.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't know.
Remember back. It's remember the famous plant that bloomed in Warsaw back in June. Remember Polish people were lined up around the block after the exhibit was closed.
How could you forget?
Right. That was the corpse flower. This is the smaller cousin of that plant, and both smell like rotting flesh when they bloom. This, like I said, this particular plant's only 6 years old, and people are lined up at this university to get a picture. And as you can imagine, lots of immature guests were there taking pictures. Kind of like this one. Just just grow up already. But let's move on. Let's keep the phallic theme rolling though, guys, and go to Turkey, where bananas are
picture for the listeners. The picture was Wes licking the dick plant.
You really the rotting flesh dick plant.
You really got to get to youtube.com/hard.
This is a great episode for YouTube. So I don't know if you guys heard about this. So Turkey has a shit ton of refugees, right? There are 4 million of them. 3.6 million are from Syria. They have the largest refugee population in the world right now. And the Syrians over there are pissing these Turks off like no other. And what they're doing is apparently Syrians love bananas so much so that they're buying them by the kilo, and they're driving the cost up so much that local Turks can't afford them anymore. And now it's become this huge deal, this fight over fucking bananas. So back on October 17th, a video was posted of some Turks arguing with a Syrian woman about bananas, and one man yelled, "You're living comfortably. I can't eat a banana. You're buying kilos of bananas." So they're pissed that the price of bananas has gone up so much. So of course, seeing how much this banana thing pissed off the Turks, some Syrian TikTokers started a banana eating video trend to mock the Turks.
Oh yeah.
And here's a couple of videos They're just sitting around, just pounding bananas together.
Oh yeah.
Laughing. I think they're in a barbershop here, and they're just peeling and eating bananas, just like, hey, check out all the bananas we have.
There's at least 20 bananas in that video.
Yeah. Here's another video of this guy in a mall. He's just got bananas on his head.
Oh my God.
It's a filter, and then he turns to his friend, and the bananas peer on his friend. These are Syrian guys. They're just driving the Turks crazy with these banana videos. And then so here's
bananas.
Yeah. So it's gotten so bad. Here's a excerpt from the Monitor, which calls itself the Middle East, or the Pulse of the Middle East. Sorry. Quote, Syrians to be deported for eating bananas provocatively in Turkey. From the article, Turkey said that there was deporting at least 7 Syrians for participating in provocative banana eating campaign after a wave of TikTok videos showed the Syrians munching on the fruit as the way of mocking anti-refugee sentiment in Turkey and the battered Turkish economy. So, yeah.
Did they know that they were being sexual with bananas, or is it just
I think some of them are being more sexual,
it's just
but
an unlucky way that they eat bananas?
yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard not to eat a banana and not be provocative.
So I mean,
you don't hand me a banana in public unless you have a hat on the ground for collecting 10s and 20s. You know what I mean?
yeah, especially if you eat if you're a slow eater, you know.
Right.
They're just making an example out of those 7 because the Turks complain so much.
Exactly. They trolled them and triggered them so hard that they just are losing their mind.
This is like when any politician, particularly Trump in America, like threatens to shut down social media when there's an upsetting post or something.
Yeah.
This
Like,
is like when any
I'm ending
OnlyFans
2:30. Yeah.
It's like when any mom in OnlyFans tries to do anything, she gets shut down. Yeah.
Right. So, like I said, so the migration authorities statement about deporting did not clarify what the 7 people were charged with, but a statement from the Istanbul police last Thursday said 11 Syrians had been taken into custody for inciting hatred and insulting Turkish people.
Eating bananas?
Yeah. But apparently this goes against some old Article 32 about the expulsion of refugees in some 1951 convention on refugees in Turkey's own law. They can't deport them if their lives are in danger. So they might not get deported after all, but it's a whole thing over fucking bananas over there. And these Syrians are just owning the Turks with eating bananas on TikTok.
It's funny that could get. It reminds me of the Goya beans in America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Finally, one more story. Let's face it has a lot to do with penises, but no matter how you shake it, let's go to the Vatican. But this time we aren't going to be talking about what we really should be talking about when it comes to the Vatican. No, being it is the Day of the Dead, as Mark mentioned, let's talk about something a little spooky. We're going to talk about exorcisms, okay? So, guys, this pandemic has wreaked havoc on the world, but those possessed by demons have had it particularly hard because Catholic priests who perform exorcisms have been unable to perform their mumbo-jumbo rituals, leaving the devil to run freely and possess as he pleases, okay?
Oh, no.
So along with the G20, the 15th annual Exorcism Conference was held at Rome this past week.
Hell yeah.
After being canceled last year due to COVID. And the conversation at the 5-day event, which is hosted in a Vatican-owned university, was mostly about the amount of calls the priests had gotten to exorcise the biggest demon the world is currently facing next to Satan, and that is COVID. Okay. So
I thought you were going to say Bill Gates, but
no, it's COVID. He's third. Gates is third.
Happy birthday, Bill Gates, by the way.
Yeah.
Is it his birthday?
Belated. Yeah.
66.
I thought it was the other day.
He's
Well, it was over the weekend.
66.
Yeah.
6666.
Yeah, that matches up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's wearing his number 6 chain today.
66, you don't say.
Yeah. So Father Miguel Martin is a Spanish exorcist who's attending the conference, told the Daily Beast, we were told under no circumstance should we perform the rite on a COVID patient. This year, the conference, which is officially called the Course on Exorcism and Prayer of Liberation, is especially focused on angels and demons in sacred scripture and the magisterium. And one of the instructors teaching exorcism at the conference, this woman named Fernanda, said they are also working hard on, quote, the alteration of the mental state and differential diagnosis between psychopathological disorders and the extraordinary action of the devil. So, how to tell if someone's just crazy or how to tell if someone's just possessed, right?
Important stuff, yeah.
The big ban on exorcisms came after this father in the Philippines, Father Ronaldo Ablong. He had a bunch of exorcists go into communities, try to battle COVID with exorcisms. And this was met with scorn from some in the Roman Catholic churches for crossing the boundaries between physical health and true demonic possession as defined by the church. So, yeah.
Hey, if it works, it works,
Right. Yeah, there's a scene.
Yeah.
So what's kind of interesting is that the way the Catholic Church kind of deals with the devil depends a lot on how the Pope references the devil. So Benedict the Sixth did not refer to the devil as a force of evil, but rather focused on evil as a concept. And Pope Francis can be heard referring to the devil as like in a human way. So the devil wants us to fail.
So the last last pope as a concept then COVID could have fallen under the devil,
I guess,
category, probably, right?
Well, this new pope makes it more like the devil is actually like a thing, a real.
He's
entity,
either a
person.
snake, a goat, or a human. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
He's big on demons. The new pope,
Yeah.
Francis, current Francis.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
As
So
opposed
that's
to
like a
evil
guy.
as a concept, like COVID's
All
evil as a
So
concept.
he's more into that. Like he's into like you guys seen the movie with
The Devil's
Denzel?
Advocate with Al Pacino.
No, Denzel,
Oh, yeah.
where the
Yeah.
the spirit keeps hopping from people
Yeah,
to people.
with
That's
John
Pope Francis.
Goodman.
Yeah, John Goodman's in that.
Fallen.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Fallen.
Pope Francis is probably really into that movie.
I think it's called Fallen.
Yeah, it's
he's-
also
he's-
like probably what he's going to be doing for most of the next couple of years at his age, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs to get a life alert.
So the organizers have
Was
been.
it him or Biden or both? that
Right.
shit their
Although I
pants?
was gonna say he probably got a pep. He's got some pep in his step because he just watched another man shit
Did
himself.
they both?
So he's,
Did they both? Do you think
Must have
Biden
been
took
the
one
devil.
for the Pope?
He is a devout Catholic.
Yeah.
no, that's got to be a big like wind in your sails if you're another old guy and you're sitting there like totally calm and the other guy's pooping his pants. Like you're like, okay, I've still got it. I've still got some time.
Yeah. So there are 404 certified exorcists that the Catholic Church recognizes across the world. Just the best bullshitters on earth.
That's amazing.
Right now. Yeah, but they have conferences for this shit. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So
I want to go
that's
to
what's
one.
going on. Yeah, we should go to one.
They must be really fit.
How Wes? Did they say exactly
Exorcist, yeah.
the difference between like a possession and a sickness?
I mean, it's just the devil. That's it. It's just a demon versus a mental disorder.
Do you how
I don't know. I don't know how you determine that.
That's what I'm saying. Is there like a top guy in the church
Yes.
who's like trusted to be? He's
Yes,
the one who
that's what I'm
determines.
saying. Well,
Yes.
well, the Pope determines, and then these 404
Right, the Pope,
guys.
but then
the
besides him,
these 404 guys must be the cockiest sons of bitches you've ever
Oh,
met.
yeah.
Like
They're the
walking
best.
around town, like, don't worry, if there's a demon here, I think I can handle it.
I would
Right.
know. I would know.
Yeah, I can exercise it.
Right.
You guys just enjoy your amaretto sours.
Yeah. So.
You know,
But yeah.
Yeah, but
Like,
then if they didn't want to fuck with you, they could just be like, "No, you're just crazy. It's not a demon. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Right.
You're beyond repair."
well, I'm sure when it doesn't work, that's what they
Well,
say. Oh, he
yeah,
must just
yeah.
be crazy.
exactly. if I couldn't exercise it, it's not a demon. Yeah.
yeah. Take him to a doctor, will you? Jeez. So put him
Faker.
on some meds. Anyway, yeah. So that's pretty interesting. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the Halloween edition of Hard Factor.
Spooky.
Hope
Are
you
you
guys had
wearing
a
that out tonight, Wes?
no. I might. It's driving me nuts.
The poop
honestly.
all over you?
Yeah, the poop all over my face.
Well,
is
it's a
driving
lot of
me crazy.
makeup. I'm wearing a lot of makeup too, and it's hard to not touch your head at all.
I have eyeliner in for the first time in my life, and that is a weird feeling. My wife was like, "Oh, eyeliner goes inside your eyeball," and I was like, "What does that
That's
mean?"
crazy,
and she
right?
Shoved it down my eyeball. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's so uncomfortable. I don't know how they do it.
A lot of
Oh.
people say that I have eyeliner in the comments section, and I don't.
You're like
Mark does.
that's like Derek Carr. People
I
had
would
that
hope you
phenomenon with him.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
hope you
my
wouldn't
costume-
wear eyeliner daily because that was uncomfortable.
No, yeah, it's too much maintenance, honestly. My costume broke during the show, so.
Oh, did the hat did? That's why it's on like a bucket hat now.
No,
It
you know, you
almost
look like-
looks. It
you
looks
look
about.
Oh, I see the string broke. Yeah.
You look like one of those girls from the Swedish horror movie where they're like going on Swedish vacation.
Midsommar.
Midsommar. When you had it on your head, yeah, you look like a Midsommar chick. Yeah.
That's cute.
Looks nice. I still see blinking when I just it's a
No,
spitting image.
when he does the halo, it's like Midsommar. When he does this, it's like
Whose shit is on Wes's face? That's what I want to know. I mean, it must.
a homeless
stink.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Is
think
it
it's real?
mixture-
It does
mixture?
look real. Yeah. What was that? What was the?
This is Hershey's Reese's cups and some corn.
Oh my
You just
god!
smashed
Yeah.
chocolate against yourself.
I melted it.
You
yeah.
ate them about 8 hours ago?
That's not even fucking shit. That's not makeup.
That's just
No.
smeared chocolate.
It's just chocolate.
That's got to be uncomfortable.
I've been periodically eating it throughout the show.
It smells probably. Yeah.
You have
See,
it? Oh,
I can get
that's nice.
a little thing off my. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, that's gonna do it. Let's end this thing. Thank you guys for loving us. We love you. Have a great fucking day.